and wants to drop that Tiber Slam whenever a team fight might show up. She does have her ult after all. But Tarek and Sona, the really unharassable lane, doing a pretty good job there at the bottom. Going to see if they can push onto this turret. But, you know, they won't. They're a little bit afraid of getting ganked. They have decent ward control, but they're not really going to get a lot out of pushing. They're not really high damage champions. They're going to go ahead and let this game keep staying in the laning phase. I think they're very confident in Big Fat GG's last hitting abilities, and they're certainly going to just wait for the new buffs to spawn and try to grab a new team fight. They're really built for that team fight, and so they'd like to wait until all their ultimates are up and just orchestrate something nice and easy for them to try to just take over the rest of this game. If they win one more team fight, they'll have so much control. They'll be able to take a turret down. You know, last time they won a team fight, took down Dragon, but there's Tarek landing a stun on Shen. Won't get much out of it. And I guess now they're just running around, taking so much control of this game.
Yeah, total map control. We saw Tarek going up there. Just immediately just forced Severus out of the zone on mid there. It's just like immediately back behind the tower. You're not going to get any of this experience. Just literally sheer presence. They didn't even need to fire off the stun or anything. Just stood there and said, yeah, run away. So at the moment, it is a little bit of a group stage. It's starting to form up once again. It is 5-man from the USA. There's a 4-man from the German team at the moment, so I don't think they're not going to push the tower. It's just really going to work it down again. I think that GG's quite happily spraying off the Ash arrows, just waiting to pick his moment, see if he can get anyone, pick any prey targets. We saw Shen charge forward a little bit too early in the last game, and maybe see it this time. I don't think he's going to force it. Not going to go for it this time. Sleazy Weezy. He's going to follow in the minions, but well, as I say, now Severus dashes forward. Well, surely the arrow's going to catch him. Yes, it will. He's going straight into that one. I'm not too sure what they were thinking, but they're going to get away with it, and America's just going to back away. Done enough damage. Don't need to take any damage excessively, but I think Severus caught most of his team out there. I was waiting for the arrow to go straight in his face, and I'm amazed they didn't actually get a kill out of that.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. The one thing that caught me as odd is Annie actually initiated that fight with Disintegrate as opposed to Tibbers. I did check, she did have that up at the time. She had Energize up, and they stunned Tassadin, and then she was like, Disintegrate, instead of like, Tibbers, and you know, stunning the rest of the team. And so I'm a little bit surprised that she would hold that cooldown. I know he does like to save those cooldowns. That's kind of his style. He won't cast a spell unless he absolutely needs to, and with a big cooldown like Tibbers, he will try to save that. But it felt like that was the kind of situation where it's okay to let yourself go a little wild and try to, you know, get a second stun or something a little bit special out of that. And I have to disagree a little bit with his choice there, but, you know, regardless, he still has Tibbers up. He'll get energized up quite quickly. And, you know, no real losses there for the U.S. team, but I feel like there might have been a kill there. But we'll see.
So you can see the... I'm not too sure whether these guys have seen each other yet, so I don't want to give away what items they're wearing. I mean, they can see this, they've got them in view, but until they get them in view, they can't really see what's going on. So Mumu was chased off by Morgana on top. See the actual fight that happened, but they managed to get away quite easily. So back to the lane phases. They're still just setting themselves up. They're trying to think, what are we going to go for? What do we need? You know, wards are down all over the map. We're going to be thinking, what should we go for? At the moment, the top lane is very much sort of on its own. There's stacks there. Everyone can see each other. Everyone knows what's going on. Now, Germany, last time they got caught out. They got in a little bit of trouble. They got in a little bit too early, and the US managed to turn around and catch them quite well. Massive A abilities, like we said about Tibbers. So Tibbers now still stored up, might well have been in cooldown. So, but they're both going to back away from that fight. They're thinking, no, we're not going to go for Dragons just yet. Germany a little bit cautious about it. USA a little bit cautious about it. They're thinking Cogmore may well be a little bit more fed now, so they don't want to get caught out. So it's very much all square. They're standing around, chilling in the mid, really. They're not really, neither team going for it. They do have a lot of stake, to be fair.
Yeah, so some interesting stuff going on there. The one thing that was cool to me is Mumu had an Oracle's Elixir, was chasing down that ward in the back of Baron. However, once he got poked by Cassidon, he knew that the rest of the team was there and ready. And if Kog'Maw presses W and Shen taunts through the wall, Mumu would have died. And that was a smart play to, you know, it's cool to kill wards, but that death would have lost them the next team fight, would have lost them Dragon. So, you know, the rest of his reward was kill
Check
kill
the
ward.
river. There we go. He was chasing one down there, and they managed to get away.
Yeah, so there's an Oracle's Elixir on Janna as well. She has been clairvoyant, so they have taken over ward control of the Dragon. USA did CV that, so they know that Dragon's not being taken just yet. They do see Morgana and Shen, and now Kog'Maw in the middle of the map. So they know that Europe is, you know, sort of far And sure enough, there's a movement going for that ward kill. Now neither team has wards on Dragon. It's going to be all about Hawkshot and Clairvoyance. Clairvoyance, of course, with a pretty low cooldown, so that's going to be all right. And let's see what this team can do about it, because, okay, Kog'Maw will spam out. They do now have a new ward there. They do see where Dragon is, but they don't have great positioning for going for it, so it depends how quickly the US can kill this. And it looks like they will go for the commit right there. Will they be able to smite steal it? No, Casson will jump on it, and I don't know who got it, but it doesn't matter because the team fight has started, and Morgana with a black shield, and there's the Ashe Arrow. Takes Kog'Maw down. There's a solo. Kog'Maw does in fact die. They have killed Janna as well now, and they're jumping right in. They're going for Morgana. Morgana will land that stun. There's the stun on the Mumu trying to get out, but Shen about to drop down. Can't stun or do enough damage. She's jumping past him. There's that. And Annie with the long-range disintegrate. They have at least 4 standing members. I don't see their 5th. May have died. No, they all have full health bars, so every member of CLG is still alive. They did manage to pick up 3 or 4 kills there. Dragon did die, and I can't tell who got that. Can you press the store real quick? Yeah, 390. That is three Dragon kills and now a tower. So they have gotten every Dragon so far this game. USA haven't really lost any champions at all. And they're doing a great job here. Going to try to take on his 2nd turret. Now, Tarek is face taking that right now despite the minion waves. He's going to be okay. He's going to self-heal right there. And there we go. This is really nice. 2 towers now down in mid. USA putting on just great team fight prowess. Doing some good stuff.
Yeah, communication-wise between the two teams, you can see the American team. I've been watching these guys throughout this match. The US guys are talking all the time throughout this. The German team have been quite quiet. The captain normally is the one that's giving it out, and he's been very, very silent in this game. So at the moment, you know, they did lose the last match, so it's not looking good for the next one. So the confidence is obviously down a little bit. But the communication is key in this game. It is a 5v5, not a 1v1, which a lot of people like to think it is when they play solo queue. I'm back on solo queue again.
You and your solo queue try.
Yeah.
Tirades. I am bad in English.
But yeah, I mean, at the moment, that's 2 big team fights that the US have come out on top of. So the German team, yeah, they're going to be a little bit down about that. But I got to feel that Caston should have got the silence. He was more keen on flashing in and stealing the Dragon kill. Which did he steal it? I don't think he did. Instead he really should have tried to get the silence onto a Mumu or Annie. But either way, Mumu happily got the AE off. Annie happily got Tibbers down. And suddenly it's just like, bang, that's a whole lot of AE. You're not going to do anything about it. And they just got completely creamed in that team fight. And that's what's happened in the last 2 fights. So I thought when I saw Caston, I thought, well, Annie's in trouble because he's just going to be on him all the time. But at the moment, it's not really happened that way. And the US team, they have total map control. They're just walking around, taking out all the wards. And Mumu is just quite happily making use of that Oracle. He's not been taken down, I don't think, once in this game. There's only been one kill so far for Germany. So they have massive goal control, massive map control, and at the moment I think they might well have another tower.
Yeah, it's really nice. They're pushing up towards top. That tower has been warded. Child's already picking up a short kill at bottom, and they haven't scared away from top. But the 2 things I want to point out is Annie already has Azonia's Ring, and Ashe already has Infinity Edge and Last Whisper. So these guys are super, super powerful. Ashe also has a Red Elixir ready as well. Does not have upgraded boots, but that's not a big deal. She just does so much damage now per attack, and with really good attack speed. She is super deadly. And there's a Clairvoyance. They do see that Shen is going for the Lizard, and we'll see if he's going to be able to save it for Kog'Maw or not. Right now, he's taking that down solo. And US is back up towards top. They're going to take that down as best they can. Of course, that Fortify is going to slow their efforts for now, but as Hawkshot reveals, Europe's not really in a position to defend it, so that will be their 4th tower kill this game. That is 790 global gold for that team per person, which is awesome.
I like the fact that Spec's actually gaining the experience. I just noticed that he leveled up. It's all good. So at the moment, the US team, like we say, they have total control over this. They are in and around. They're getting Clairvoyance. They can see what's going on. The US team, there they are. That is the US boys. Hotshot GG in the middle of them. Elements just to his left of them. That's Big Fat GG just to the closest camera. And they have total control, really. You can see the communication that was going on between them. They were all talking quite happily. And I'm sure you can see, well, I can see Sleazy Weezy actually dishing out some instructions. So maybe they are getting themselves back into it. But you know, they haven't lost the base tower. It's really about the base tower. Once that base tower goes down, they are in desperate trouble. Currently, you know, granted they're not going to be getting the experience. They're really going to be dangerously going out jungler. We saw it with Tristana in the last one. He just went wandering into the jungle all in his own, and that's what caught them out. Now they have to be very careful with these outside turrets. Now they know that the team of the USA is around Germany. It's going to try and gather around. They're going to choose to defend this one. Sometimes they choose to think, okay, we're going to have to really turtle this up. back into our base, but they're going to clear it out. And I think the USA are just going to say, okay, we'll let them have it for now.
Yeah, so USA backing off for now. Europe definitely putting in a good defense, but because USA is controlling this game so well, you're going to see, they're able to split up and take multiple objectives. When they try to push, Europe must group as squad, get behind that turret and prepare. And so by going in and then going out, they're allowing themselves to steal buffs and do all sorts of really cool stuff. Because they'll start a push, get the entire team grouped up, and then peace out and do something else entirely, which could give them control of Baron or Dragon or all number of buffs or any jungle creeps on the map. And because no lanes have lost inhibitors, the creeps will reset to a nice a neutral position later on. So no team is really giving up farm by doing this. They're simply just doing good stuff there. So Europe has Clairvoyance over there on the other side of Golem. And looks like USA will not initiate on Golem for that reason, knowing that they will be initiated upon in really bad positioning. Right here is actually a great place for Kog'Maw to fight, because it's a very narrow choke point, and you can't really dive past that to get to him. Kog'Maw super long range, really good damage output. And you can't just choose to fight just because you're winning the game. You can throw away a huge advantage by diving into a carry headlong who's well supported by a team. So, and as much as USA's team is all about AoE, they don't want to fight in those close quarters, because then Shen will land that AoE taunt, and Janna will hit everyone with that tornado, and she will heal her entire team with her ultimate, and that's too much for them to deal with, just because Kog'Maw will be in the back, and it's safe because you can't flank on him. Whereas before, they'll be able to pick him off because, positioning wasn't obvious, that Kog'Maw would be a little bit too far forward, would get caught by Annie or Taric, and it would get him killed.
So trying to get the early advantage there. Kog'Maw using his ulti to try and have a good look around, see what was going on. And I think we're going to get a little bit of a group gathering here. We can see Shen's going to dash away. You can spot the US team coming in behind him. He's not stupid. He's going to back out of this one. They've been caught twice already around this team fight on the Dragon. This time looks like they are going to give it up. They're going to let the US team have Dragon. Yes, they will. So that is the third Dragon?
Fourth Dragon.
Fourth Dragon now in a row. So that's a lot of gold right there. They're getting the advantages, the gold, the experience. They are getting it all at the moment. And US team really have complete total map control. German team just didn't want to know. They're going to back away. But purely for the fact they would have lost the base there if they'd lost that fight, and probably an inhibitor as well. So at the moment, the US team, they just have complete control, and really the Germans are at their win. And it's going to be a case of, I think, maybe now, whether it's going to be down to a Baron fight, I don't know. Whether they're going to try and catch them. I don't think the US team are going to go for a Baron fight unless they get a couple of kills. So at the moment, it's going to be very much a stalemate, and probably that top or bottom tower is going to be the next focus point.
Yeah, so let's see what's going on now. USA will back off after that push. Amumu will come up towards the top to farm those minions off of that tower. There's the bandage toss. Tantrum and Despair going out, going to get as much gold as he can. And yeah, we see a nice little gold farm for Amumu. And the tower is safe as well. But the tower is kind of low, so Europe could at some point stage a push there up top. Yeah, that'll be a nice push for them whenever they go for it. I wish they had Push of Fate right now, because they could just take that down and then teleport right out. But USA making the smart choice of banning him away, and actually Kobe missing all those last hits, but Cassidy has found a teammate. Oh, there's a Black Shield in perfect time, and that's going to keep him from getting stunned by Asher or Taric taking some damage, but he is Taric, so he's probably fine. Dark Fighting just barely misses. There's the Clairvoyance, seeing that USA is not grouped up there. They're all going to retreat for now.
Not quite sure why they were trying to gang on target. I mean, whether he's just purely the nearest target, they were thinking, okay, we'll get him. I mean, he was probably the worst target of those three there to try and pick, but I guess Big Fat GG's not going to catch me out like that. Someone's been caught by the Dark Bindings, but that's not going to be too bad. He's just going to walk away. It's quite fine. So a little bit of a push from Germany there, trying to catch the US team in a 5v4 advantage. While Amumu went up to that top lane, and they could see it on the map and see what was happening. But at the moment, it's all square once again. They're just feeling each other out, as it were, and clearing out. Wow, one shot in the ward there, I think. Just clearing out, feeding out each other's teams at the moment. You can see the stacks, the minion stacks. That's going to start becoming a problem now. As you can see, the US have got the top and bottom minion stacks starting to build up. If they can start building the middle one, you can get more words out. You can see they're starting to build up. So that's why they're pushing on the jungle. The US team really just need to follow one of these big stacks in, and maybe pick off one of the side ones as well. At the moment, though, it is still very much stagnant. Just waiting for Red Sox to come running back round.
Alright, USA doing what they can to control the map. You can see that there. Awesome stuff. And yes, Ash will make her way into bottom and try to push this turret down. He is flanked by Sona. And let's see if they can get this turret down by themselves. couple of European players are coming back. They do spot Tarek.